What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning back into our channel where we're covering everything mortgage, real estate, personal finance related, and mixing in a few other fun topics. Today we got a great video lined up for you. If you haven't seen any of our videos yet, I'm Jake Guindon. I am a mortgage agent with the Bill Schmidt mortgage team and RMA brokerage here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Like I said, we have a great video today. We have a very special guest. Bill Schmidt himself of the Bill Schmidt mortgage team is going to be on with us, answering some questions that you might have as a viewer. So I'm going to really grill him on everything he's seen in his 25 years in the mortgage industry. He started in the big banks and now he runs his own mortgage team. He's got 6 agents under him, me being one of them. He's a great guy. He's a mentor to me. He is also my stepfather. He's been in my life since I was 5. So that was almost 25 years ago. I met Bill for the first time. So I know him very well. So like I said, real special to have him on. Super excited for you guys to see what he has to say and the changes he's seen in the industry. He's not going to be a one and done kind of guy. We're going to have him on a couple times throughout this YouTube series. So if you have any specific questions for him, make sure you drop them in the comments below. And when we interview him next time, I'll make sure I get to those. All right. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Enjoy the interview, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with Bill. We're in his house, in his basement. Just gonna jump right into it. I know Bill's a busy guy, so we're not gonna take up too much of his time. So Bill, thanks for joining us. All of our viewers have a lot of questions, so we're here to bring them the most value that we can and kind of explain things to them. So before diving in too deep, I just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got kind of here.
Well, it's been a long time going. I've been doing this for approximately, going into my 19th year now. Worked for 2 of the big banks out there for the better part of about 15 years. Then I decided to get my mortgage agent's license and take on a different side of the mortgage industry. Having said that, I worked for a really good organization prior to going out on my own and deciding to build my own team. And here we are today and looking really forward to the future and see what it brings for us.
Awesome. So you kind of answered my next question of how long you've been in the mortgage industry. So Bill being my stepdad, I've known him since I was almost 5 years old. So when Bill started in this industry, I barely even remember. So it's longer than my memory. So in saying that, let's take a look back at kind of when you started, and can you give us kind of an insight as to the advancements you've found in the industry, whether, I'll let you kind of ad-lib here, whether it's technology, whether it's programs, whether it's lenders, like maybe just expand a little bit on the changes you've seen over those 20 years in the industry.
Sure. I'll start with the easiest part, which is the technology. Technology has improved drastically. From 19 or 20 years ago, the process of actually doing up a mortgage application or a pre-approval and when checking credit backgrounds and credit scores makes life dramatically easy for anybody in the mortgage industry nowadays compared to the way it was when it first got started. Some of the interesting changes that have come along, mortgage rules have gotten a lot more stringent in the past 3 years, 4 years with the government. I remember a time back about, I'm going to guess around maybe 7, 8, maybe even further back than maybe 9 years ago, where you were eligible to, as a first-time home buyer, you could buy a house with no money down and take a 40-year amortization, which is unheard of nowadays.
Yeah.
So it made it extremely easy for first-time home buyers to get into the marketplace. Mm-hmm. But the ironic thing is that it was more seniors that took advantage of the 40-year amortization because it was keeping their homes was cheaper than renting an apartment, and they still were able to go down south and have a summer home, a winter home in Florida. So now it's completely different. It's a 25-year amortization max if you have less than 20% to put down. And it's a little harder to qualify because back then we used to use, the current going interest rate. For example, back then it was around 4.75% to about 5.25%. Now, when we qualify a client, we're seeing rates anywhere from 1.84 to 2%, but we have to qualify them at 4.79%.
Right.
So that once the market starts to change and get them down the road and they're in the home, we don't want them to lose the home because they can't afford it based on using those low rates to qualify.
Right. So that benchmark rate is almost kind of like a fail safe where you're not giving someone the mortgage that they can't kind of handle on their own. Right?
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before that you previously worked at the two major banks.
Mm-hmm.
Those were.
So I was with RBC for 13 years as a mortgage specialist.
Yeah.
And then I did a stint with Scotiabank for about 3.5 years with them. Again, as a home financing advisor, same thing as a mortgage specialist.
Nice. So how do you find kind of the differences between being an agent versus being a bank specialist? Can you kind of tell me the differences and kind of your take on the two?
Sure. I'll keep it quite simple. It's when you go to a bank, you're dealing with one product SKU. So when you go there and you can't get your mortgage approved for whatever your reason is, it's basically, I'm sorry, thanks for coming out, you're done. The thing that I find that gives me an advantage now, that being in the mortgage industry as a mortgage agent, is that if the lender comes back and says no, I've got 34 other lenders that would probably be interested in actually doing the deal. So the versatility of getting a mortgage completed for a client is definitely there. And having to save them from going from, the Scotiabank to RBC to other banks or credit unions. It's one-stop shopping, and we have a pretty good track record of getting just about every deal done.
So you would essentially put a client in their home bank if that was beneficial to them. Like
Absolutely.
you would do that deal.
Yeah. Any banks that are working with the mortgage agents or mortgage brokers, absolutely.
And that doesn't cost the client anything on top of their standard.
No. It's really client focused. We want to do what's best for the client.
Yeah.
And if they're comfortable dealing with one of the big banks out there for their everyday banking and perhaps their investments and so on and so forth, that's up to them. We're here as a professional, as a specialist in the industry that just focuses on doing mortgages.
Right. Awesome. So as part of your team under RMA Brokerage, like I mentioned before, there's 5 or 6 of us agents under you now?
There's 3 and 2 assistants. And
okay.
I've got 2 other agents that are looking to come on board near the end of this month. So yeah, we're growing.
Okay, so what kind of services? Obviously, I know, but maybe tell our viewers here what kind of services that we offer as underneath the brokerage. What kind of services do we offer?
So, which in regards to mortgage products?
Yeah, more like products, like small rental products.
Yeah, so we can do small rental. We can do commercial products. We can do second homes, and as we said, small rentals, so investor properties. It's really popular. One of the biggest programs that's out there right now, because the market is so competitive, is called our Purchase Plus program. It's an amazing program for the homeowner that's looking to, they find that dream home, but it needs a new kitchen or bathrooms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We can always get an estimate as to what that will cost and actually roll that amount into the mortgage. You can get a hold of Jake or myself for more details on it, but it is becoming a very, very popular program. Instead of racking up credit cards and credit lines to do those renovations, we can do it all part and parcel and have it rolled in as part of the mortgage, as long as it adds value to the home.
It's a bit different than a renovation loan, correct?
Yeah.
In the sense where you can't go in and demolish the house.
You're exactly right. So with the Purchase Plus, and there's 2 components to it. Purchase Plus is basically cosmetic rentals. So you're not going to change the structure at all. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to be tearing out walls or adding in walls. It's going to cover things like new roofs, windows, new flooring, kitchen cabinets, things along that line. Now, there is a Purchase Plus program that will allow you to do the construction side of it.
Right.
So if you're looking to buy a home and you want to add an addition because it's in the right neighborhood for the kids, and you've been sourcing out or scoping out that neighborhood and you really like it, but it's not enough square footage, then we can do a Purchase Plus construction mortgage.
Okay, awesome. Right on. So this whole team that you're ahead of, kind of jumping back, I know we're kind of jumping back and forth a little bit. Can you just tell me why you went from working in a brokerage to starting your own team? If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely it does.
Why? Yeah, explain why that was your kind of choice. Sorry.
So I've always been a business entrepreneur, and I've always wanted to be a mentor. Bring up the younger generation. This is a good industry to be in. There's so much satisfaction when you get a job done, especially when it's a difficult deal. And I just wanted to mentor green young agents that have the ambition and the drive to succeed. And the key focus for me is bringing on the right agents, is to have the ones that have the people skills that are looking after my client's best interest.
Right.
So, I kind of want you guys to be a reflection of my personality as to how I look at my clients and how I try to help my clients. Because, getting referral business back from those clients because they appreciate what you do drives our business.
Yeah.
So that's really important. So that's the biggest factor of getting a team put together, and just having all the same mindset that, we're out there to help and do what we can, to put people in homes. So that's what we're here for.
Right on. So in 5 years, where is the Bill Schmidt mortgage team?
Retired in the
Down south somewhere?
I wish.
Yeah.
No, it's hopefully, we'll be up to about, I'm going to say maybe 15 agents. Hopefully all of them, will start to have the business that they're looking to achieve and get to move forward. So yeah, it would be nice to, maybe someday have a complete external office location that everybody can have their clients come to. I
know it's tough now with the times having an external office. It's nice, this industry. We can all work remotely. It makes it a lot easier for us.
Absolutely. With technology, again, back to originally what you said in the beginning, technology, back in the days when I first got started, everything was printed paper and you had to meet with the clients to sign. Now it's Zoom meetings and everything is scanned and faxed and digitally transmitted and digitally signed.
I remember when you first got started fighting you for the internet.
Oh, yes.
Because it was on a phone line and you wanted to go to work, but I wanted to talk on the phone to someone.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, it's come a long way. So let's move forward here. We've talked a lot about mortgages and everything, but here on the page, we're here to bring a lot of entertainment to our viewers. So let's kind of scale away from that. And you live out here in the St. Catharines, Niagara region. Tell me what that's like. You're in the heart of wine country. Tell me why you guys kind of chose to be out here and some of your favorite things to do in the area.
Well, at the time when we moved out here, when I was working for RBC at the time, I think
that was 15 years ago almost.
Yeah, pretty close to that. We felt like that my wife and I were passing each other on the Skyway coming out this way because we lived in Burlington at the time. But our territory was Beamsville, Smithville, Vineland, St. Catharines, that generic area there.
Right.
So then we thought, well, let's take the risk and let's move out this way to, save some extra time that we could utilize towards family and friends. But it's also been a real treat. We live on the Beamsville bench, surrounded by, I believe now it's 53 wineries, just local in this area. And it's a great place to live. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to do. It's one of those hidden gems. You don't want to tell too many people, but it's one of those hidden gems. We're wine connoisseurs and, we like other things in food. And there's some great restaurants around locally as well.
So give me your wine connoisseur. So what's your go-to, maybe not your go-to, but if someone were to visit the area, where does someone have to stop and give them maybe something they have to try while they're out here?
Probably I'll start with a couple of wineries that are close to us. Vineland Estates is a great winery. It's a large building. It's actually a beautiful premise. And just the interior and the old barn that they started off of and the way they added on and that. And their wines are great wines. That's one of our go-tos. Taw's Winery is another good one. Ridge Point Wineries.
Yeah.
And then if you venture outside into Jordan Station, I would say probably one of our favorite wineries right now out that way is probably 13th Street Winery. Their rosés that they make a Gamay rosé that's amazing. But their bake shop and their fresh food shop that they have, like if you're into butter tarts or cherry tarts, you got to get there early because they only make a selected amount and that's it. And unfortunately, they're not open on Sundays. So it's a Monday through Saturday thing. So, and
I know that's a popular spot because if you remember our guest last week, Justin, he's posted a lot about 13th Street and their butter tarts. So I know how delicious those are. I haven't tried them myself, so I'm going to be sure to get out there. So like I said, I won't take up too much more of your time. So I just want to thank you for joining us. For the viewers out there, if you have any specific questions for myself or to Bill, leave them down in the comments and we'll be sure to cover them in the next video we do with Bill. This isn't going to be a one-off kind of shoot. We're going to plan to do something like this on an ongoing basis to answer all your questions. So again, click the like button and subscribe and leave your comments down below on anything myself or Bill can cover. So again, Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.